Hi, my name is Robert W. Smith, and I'm here today with you via video to answer a question that came to me from Aiden Caron, who's a young composer. Aiden, thank you so much for your question. You wanted to know what process I go through when creating compositions. That seems like a simple question, but the process is drastically different for me depending upon what the end result, what the piece actually is. Sometimes it comes as a melody, sometimes it comes as a texture, a timbre, a rhythmic motive. There are all types of little seeds of inspiration. What I do is find something that really speaks to me and then build the composition around that particular idea or that basic seed of composition and creativity. You wanted to know if I use computer or manuscript paper to write my music. Well, I use computer now, and ever since Finale 3.5 and the Quadra 840 AV, which was an Apple Macintosh computer, when those two things came out, that's when I was finally able to do it faster and more effectively via computer than I am by hand. That happened actually in the early 90s, so it's been a very long time since I've written by manuscript. I generally sit at my computer, I play it in on some type of keyboard controller, and I'm using the numeric keypad to put in note values and things along those lines. So I use the computer. I've got both Finale and Sibelius on my laptop. However, I've been with Finale so very long, so that is my primary computer notation application. You wanted to know what my favorite composition or what my favorites are. I have favorites. I guess the patent answer would be the one I'm working on right now. I just finished and I'm going to premiere this weekend at West Virginia University with the West Virginia Wind Symphony, a brand new piece called Suite of Appalachian Folk Songs. So that's my favorite at the moment. However, when time goes by, it's interesting how certain pieces really begin to stand out. I've written some things at the upper level, things like Promising Skies, if you know that one, The Divine Comedy, I love that one, 12 Seconds to the Moon, released one last year called Aces that was written for the United States Air Force Academy. I enjoy those pieces very much. However, I also enjoy pieces at the younger level, particularly those that seem to really connect with young musicians. And I think they're equally important in our repertoire, and I think in some ways, they're more important because it's significant and a huge responsibility to be able to create music that is going to appeal and connect with young musicians and have them want to take that next step to truly work towards a lifetime in music. So works such as The Tempest, works such as The Great Locomotive Chase. There are many works that I've done at the young band level that I think are important. They're still here after writing them so many years ago, and they're still played on a very regular basis, so I find those are my favorites as well. How do I find my inspiration for my pieces? I find that from anywhere and everywhere. I try being a very observant human being. It could come from a picture, it could come from reading a book. The Divine Comedy was inspired by a 13th century Italian poet by the name of Dante Alighieri. And reading his trilogy, The Inferno, Purgatorio and Paradiso, that was so inspiring to me. I'll see a picture, I'll see a photograph, I'll see a scene, I'll hear a sound. So inspiration comes to me in many different ways. My advice to young composers, which was your final question, has to do with making sure that you're open to all forms of music. Today's world, it's very important to make sure you're ready to write for anything and everything. You know, it could be something really cool like a brand new video game. That's an amazing experience. That's a platform that is new and vibrant, and that's absolutely wonderful. So it could be you getting into media writing and composition, being able to score for media such as games, film, television. I think that's very exciting. I also think it's equally important, though, to make sure that we know the acoustics and understanding how to write for live performance. There's so much electronics used in our music nowadays that we break the bounds of acoustics. If we're using sound reinforcement, we can make a flute as powerful as a drum. And in the world of acoustics, that isn't necessarily the case. There's an interesting thing we can talk about later called the 3-to-1 rule, where it takes 3 of this instrument, maybe it takes 3 woodwinds to equal 1 brass, maybe 3 strings to equal 1 woodwind, 3 brass to equal 1 percussion. And so we have to understand acoustics, and we have to understand how sound emanates in our real natural world. I'd really suggest that you open yourselves up to all of those areas, and also open yourselves up to each and every genre. It's so important to make sure that we learn and respect all forms of music. I always tell my writing students, don't disrespect somebody's music, because it takes away your right to absolutely love your own. So please, let's make sure we have great respect for all forms of music, every genre, and then learn from that. You'll be amazed what you'll incorporate into your writing. I hope this helps you. I wish you the very best. I look forward to hearing your music someday. Take care.